Which Reddit-ism makes you irrationally angry? GH047 said, "My whole family was killed in a car accident this morning, on our way home from the doctor where I was diagnosed with stage 5 cancer of the sadness. Here's my Minecraft house." Liz Lemon Spaceman said, "Seriously. I get so annoyed when a post starts with 'I was really depressed for 5 years but today I feel great' followed by a picture of the person looking flawless. If you feel cute and take a photo to post it on Reddit, own it. I'm not upvoting someone because they have depression. Just seems weird." Beef Lightning said, "I set on our unpopular opinions that I won't talk to someone on Snapchat if they send a blank screen. Over 100 downvotes and some angry women saying I'm acting entitled later and I realize the name of the subreddit is the opposite of what it is? Fuck that place." Dan 514,158,351 said, "Ada for fucking my sister's friend? I mean, she wanted it and my sister was being a jerk to me. I just couldn't help myself. We did it on her bed, no condom. My sister only found out because her friend was screaming so loud. My friends think I'm a macho man but my sister is freaked out and really pissed. Ada?" Banjonica said, "Me, 19F, spent all my money on my grandmother's dialysis machine and my BF, 42M, is screaming at me because it's a waste of money and I should be paying the bills and she was gonna die anyway. Ada?" Joracle said, "Tifu has gotten really bad these last couple years because they no longer enforce any of the rules. Are they even rules anymore? It used to be that Tifus had to be non-trivial, with tangible consequences. Now, 95% of the posts are oops stubbed my toe levels of boring, and the user doesn't even bother to include the consequences at all. I don't care if your Tifu is bullshit or weird erotic fanfiction. It needs a compelling story and a thrilling climax for me to be happy." Mike Rogowski said, "Probably Diane knew. Making memes about how no one cares about their cake day, immediately drawing attention to the cake day. Making memes of them roasting someone who doesn't exist. Outstandingly cringe. Horny jailbunk. Acting like they ain't gonna go watch furry porn right after. James. Milking formats. Memes about milking formats. And then there's hand-drawn memes which are similar to the cake day saying nobody cares they drew it, drawing attention to the drawing. Not a meme then is it, just being an attention whore. Edit, there is no edit." Atbutter said, "Not really irrationally angry but kind of agitated. Seemingly associating intent to people's questions. Some people will ask genuinely innocent questions to get an answer for something they don't know and then are downvoted heavily. It always seems like a question that asks for clarity on a controversial topic the hive mind has already made up its mind on." Ledifan said, "You nailed it with this. I was trying to find a way to say it, but you worded it perfectly. It is especially annoying when the person asking the question takes extra care onto insisting they're truly curious, and they still get downvoted into oblivion. The worst is that most of the time, no one is even commenting so the guy asking the question doesn't have any idea what's going on. At least if they got a comment like FCKU sexist jerk, it's not good, but they have a general idea of what's going on. When I see such a downvoted question, I try to answer the original question and be as nice as possible to balance things out." Thebsalutunit 420 said, "Yep, I have to deal with this shit a lot. I have a neurological disorder that affects my reading comprehension so sometimes my brain has a hard time understanding sentences. I usually get downvoted into oblivion whenever I ask someone for clarification and it's embarrassing. I think some people assume I'm being a grammar Nazi." Visual Basic said, "I don't like that either. Edit, fixed a typo. Edit, added punctuation. Edit, removed an extra space that didn't impact the readability of the sentence at all. Edit, fixed a typo in the edit above. Final edit, thank you for the award upvotes kind strangers lol." Deleted, said, "I know someone who, no matter what an argument is about, will play the I'm disabled card pretty quickly. He made comments on the recent murder in the UK of a woman walking home, basically saying that everyone's reactions were sexist to men. Someone called him out and his first response was literally, "What? Does my disability offend you?" Completely out of nowhere. He loves to pretend that he's the victim in absolutely everything. Great State Offsidness said, "I was having sexy time with the wife the other day. It makes you sound like a 30-year-old who's been trapped in a bunker since you were 10 and just got let out." Tangowski said, "It's funny too because Reddit is just as bad at misinformation, echo chambers, bullshit, and hate as any other social media, and yet since your face isn't on Reddit, people think it's a bastion of intellectualism. Which in turn makes it even worse because it becomes this insidious I'm on the good team BS while spewing actual bullshit 99% of the time. I realized that literally never do I see my technical career represented accurately on here, so I might as well assume that for everything." Throw Raw Impressive said, "Wait, I've written posts on my phone with like paragraphs, and after I posted it, it took out all the spaces between paragraphs and made it all one huge thing. That is annoying, and it looks like a 4th grader wrote it. That's what I assume people meant when they say that. That formatting is all effed, and sorry it looks like that. I didn't know how to fix it on my phone." Possibility for Rain said, "Don't forget the fact that if you make an unpopular opinion, there are always going to be people who tell you to end your life, or that you shouldn't care, fuck off, or that it's not as bad good as you make it. Any actual unpopular opinions get either removed because they're too unpopular, or the rules are so fucking trash that any unpopular opinion gets you banned. Racism, sexism etc. is understandable though. That shit should not be there." I Love Petrichor said, "The use of the term gaslighting and abusive in every damn situation, to the point that when it actually is true, it's lost all value. Also the representing yourself by your mental illness thing." Mumble Hero said, "While I don't doubt that gaslighting is a valid phenomenon, I do have great skepticism that it is erasing the acceptance of the very real concept that two people can have very different memories of how events took place. Being a lawyer who works in litigation, it is often surprising how different two sides of the same story can be." Amazinja said, "It's more than it being deliberate. Their aim has to be to make you doubt your sanity. It's not to get away with something or for shits and giggles. It's specifically meant to break you down so that you feel you cannot trust your own instincts or recollections. It's just so much more sinister than lying, and it really bugs me that Reddit has watered it down so much. It's the difference between your partner sucks and your partner is a sociopath who is out to break you." An escapist said, "Question, tell me your opinion. Reddit user, states a harmless opinion. Reddit who doesn't agree with harmless opinion, don't vote." Basically that. Saw on a thread asking for favorite Italian food, and someone got downvoted in 3 digits for their favorite Italian food. Edit because some asked, it was some kind of salad if memory saves correctly. I am not good with names though. Saint Lignited said, "Don't understand German, so obviously I'm not on the German subs, but it also applies for Reddit in general. It's tragic to see a comment thread at the bottom of a post that starts out with 2 people voicing pretty valid points opinions but end up attacking each other over trivialities and just making the whole thread a downvote cesspool. Also threads where someone immediately turns vicious when there's any hint of a differing opinion, but that's just on the guy who started it." I don't know how Topham said, "When it was still a newish sub it was pretty good. People posted really impressive stuff that they found around the net. These days, it's all people posting their own stuff trying to brag. Like it's sometimes still impressive, but it loses a lot when it's someone calling their own thing next level." Significant Sock 489 said, "When people pretend women on the internet is something rare, women, makes a comment adding to discussion, comment indicating she is female. Reddit, whelp. RIP your inbox." Laknaroki said, "I also choose this guy's dead wife. That was funny once and only once. Come up with your own damn jokes." Oyoyakan said, "I hate that so much. Like, oh sweet, we were all just waiting around for you to come grace us with your presence and to confirm that this subjective question which was answered by some rando, and you've come and marked it as correct and let us know this is how we should think. Go fuck yourself, you self-centered cunt." Advocate Saint said, "The 2 broken arms thing. It's not really funny anymore, and feels like a meaningless obligation. Jenny was also just as viral, until it was revealed that the author of the original thread made it all up. The Jenny references disappeared virtually overnight. Elephant Trunk Slide said. A post about a guy hiring a detective to follow his wife who was caught cheating and then tried to deny it with silly wording which was then memed.
Fist in my urethra said. Incest jokes in literally every single post that has to do with sex or man and a woman, with the same garbage roll tide. Sweet home Alabama, what are you doing, step bro? I don't know why Reddit is obsessed with incest, but it's grown extremely weary. Nice said. My girlfriend thinks her art is terrible, but I think she's great. Prove her wrong. No. Just post the picture, we don't need the sob story about your girlfriend's shitty self-esteem. Half of art that I see posted has either some kind of qualifier about how terrible the artist thinks it is, or how it was made by an autistic 10-year-old with cancer. Just let the art speak for itself. Diet_Coke said. I don't think it's really irrational, but all of the emotional vampiric Askreddit questions rub me the wrong way. Men of Reddit who are rape victims, what's your story? Men of Reddit who've been emotionally and sexually abused by a woman, what happened? Redditors who attempted suicide, what happened? Redditors who lost a family member, why, when, and how? And so on. Frankly, I don't think the posters honestly care about survivors. They're usually just out to try and prove some weird point and don't care who they hurt in the process. Former Lady King said. Oh yes. I remember seeing a thread asking ambulance drivers/EMTs about their worst experiences. One of the top responses was basically a call out of exactly this. It was an EMT explaining that the worst experiences were the ones they avoided reliving as much as was possible. They suggested that for the sake of people's mental health, the poster ask about people's best, happiest, and most wholesome experiences. I'd always felt a little dirty reading through threads like that, but that comment really brought home how gross it was. I haven't wanted to read through any of those comment threads since. Leave people's personal horrors to places of support, not unfiltered corners of the internet full of idiot 13-year-olds sure they have all of life's wisdom and all the right opinions. If fucking Lovey Orao said. Reddit is one of the most judgmental communities at times. Someone could post a picture of their cat and all the comments are talking about how they didn't make their bed or how messy their room is. Makes me hate it even though I spend like, all my time here, haha. Did not buy WinRAR said. My so just did this thing that kind of bothered me, what should I do? Every comment, OMG that's a huge massive 100 chungus red flag, you need to leave him/her right now instead of talking to them and setting boundaries like a functional adult. Also Reddit, haha I'm so lonely LMAO. Yeah no shit, learn how to deal with problems instead of pushing everyone away from you if they do something you don't like. Christ.